Hey guys, today we're covering Maker's Mark 2024 Heart Release.
This just came out in July of 2024, and we're going to tell you all about it, and we're going to taste it.
So the Heart Release is part of the wood finishing series, which is exactly what the name is. It's whiskey that is aged in barrels and then finished in other types of barrels or staves or what have you. With this one, it's a Maker's Mark that was then finished in virgin French oak staves.
The reason they call this one the Heart Release is because they named it after the team that distills the product at Star Hill Farm in Kentucky. They consider them to be the heart of the product. I thought it was kind of cool. They went around the distillery and they asked all the different workers the different aromas and flavors they get throughout the day, and they used those compilation of answers to build the flavor profile for the Heart Release.
And I got a fun fact for you.
Okay.
Did you know that I am wearing pink because this is called the Heart Release? Aww. That's why I'm wearing pink.
Did you know that I didn't know he was going to wear pink?
Yeah, I surprised everybody today.
You did. So various bottles range between 107 and 114 proof on the Heart series. So you may get a different one than what we have, but this bottle right here is coming in at 111.7 proof.
Nice. I like that it's one of the lower ones because if it's a higher, you know how I am. I'm a wuss when it comes to high proof stuff. I like it nice and mellow. This bottle has an MSRP of $75. So it's a limited release. You would expect it to be a little bit of a higher price.
Yep.
Being Maker's Mark, they generally have their stuff a little bit on the lower price. So it's a little on the higher end, but it's a highly desirable bottle. A lot of people are looking for it. So I'm very excited that we have it here.
Yeah.
And we're going to try it and let you know what we think.
Let's do it.
Oof!
Oh,
Did you hear that thing?
that thing popped worse than my knee.
All right, so you can see a little bit of a darker color because of the double oak. You know, it gives it that extra additional amber color.
You know what? Oh man, that oak is really coming through on
It's
here.
very prevalent.
Wow.
It is very prevalent.
All right, so we've done a video in the past about our favorite bourbons for beginners, and the Maker's Mark 46 was on that list. I thought it was a great one for beginners.
It is.
So because of that, you don't get the complexity that you normally get with some of the higher end bourbons. But this Maker's Mark, I'm already getting some of that with the oak in
You
there.
get so much oak on this. And again, I think it has to do with that virgin French oak.
Yeah, and you're still getting the caramel and vanilla that you normally get on a bourbon, but the oak is very prevalent.
Yeah, it almost smells like toffee, like with oak. Oak first, and then I get toffee. And I get a little bit of that vanilla and caramel.
Nice. So you get a little bit of the heat on that one with the higher proof. So you definitely feel, it doesn't burn, but you get the heat on your tongue. And you do get that oaky finish as well.
You get a lot of oak. I was gonna say this to me is like an oak bomb. You get a lot of oak on this. It does have some heat from the higher proof, like you said.
Yep.
But once that mellows out a little bit, you get a lot of oak and leather. That's what I'm getting right now. A lot of oak and leather.
You know, for being almost 112 proof, it's not a bad sipping whiskey either.
No, not at all.
It does have some heat, but it's not to the point where it's overpowering and unpleasant.
Right, I would agree. I think if you put a couple of drops of water in this, I think it's going to open up some more and you're going to get more flavors as well.
Yep.
Right now I'm getting a lot of that oak and that heat, and I'm getting some of that spice, leather.
So we actually opened this bottle up a couple weeks ago when I first got it, and I tried it back then, and it was good, but I wasn't blown away by it. Sometimes that happens. They call it the neck pour for the liquid that's sitting up here. But once you open it, let it breathe for a little bit, sometimes those characteristics change, and I feel like that's what happened with this bottle here. So if you open a bottle for the first time and you're not crazy about the taste, let it sit for a couple weeks and try it again. You might come back to a whole different flavor profile.
That's what I always recommend, especially with the higher proof whiskeys, is you open up the bottle, let it breathe for a little bit. You know, you don't have to leave it open for days. Just you could close it. Once the bottle has been open already, it's kind of like how it works with wine when you aerate wine. It's the same idea. You want to let some air in, you want to let it breathe a little bit, and more of the flavor is going to start coming out. All right, so are you ready to give it a barrel rating?
I am.
I think I'm ready too.
Yeah.
All right.
You go first.
I would give this a solid 4. You're going for 4 as well?
That's exactly my barrel rating.
There you go. I would say a 4. I like more of the subtle and more smoky. Maybe maybe it doesn't call to me that much, but it's still a delicious whiskey. I could definitely sip this. Like I said, maybe a couple of drops of water in this, and I think that this would be a fantastic pour.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Nothing wrong with it. For me, 4 barrels for the taste and also for the price at $75. It's a great one to pick up once.
And for a collector, also, I would
Yes.
think, because it's not terribly expensive for a collector's item.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get. It's limited release. And I feel like when they're that hard to get right off the top, they tend to become good collector's items. And I feel like this could be a good collector's item for somebody.
For collectors out there, I was tipped off that this bottle was available on our local Reddit whiskey page. So for us in Austin, that's ATX Whiskey. Somebody posted that the Heart Release was available in a couple stores, and I was fortunate enough to be able to pick one up. So if you're out there and you're trying to figure out when these bottles are going to drop at your local liquor store, try to follow local whiskey groups on places like Reddit or Twitter, or X now, and that way that'll give you a leg up on when to go find some of these bottles.
What do you guys think about the Maker's Mark Heart Release? Have you tried it? Is there anything else that you want us to cover? We would love to cover it. We want to drink every whiskey in the world. In the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe for more whiskey news.
Until then, cheers.